titled this one, Brady Trucking, Everything. What do I mean by that? I am not going to go on a hour-long rant about everything with this company. That's not what I do. And if you've seen any of my videos, you know that. So I've done videos on benefits. I've done videos on perception, training, mentorship, what to expect down here, how I feel about the company, and certain things I see, and just my little rants, I guess I should say. So, this video is going to be more. This is my opinion. I want you to comment what you think, and we'll get like a discussion going. So, there's one thing I see down here that I kind of wish, in a way, we could address it without really causing too many ripples in the pond, so to speak. And that is people turning down loads. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean if you ain't got any hours left on your clock that you can't turn the load down. You're in the middle of a 24-hour reset or something like that, and you decide to turn the load down. That's one thing. What I'm talking about are these guys that come down here. Dispatch calls them and says, hey, we got this load going to WPX, or we got this load going to BJ, or we got this load going to Halliburton. So let's just go with, just company A and company B. Dispatch calls, hey, I got this load going to company A. You're going to load out A, take it out there. And then the driver's saying, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to wait until company B orders so I can load out a loadout B. I honestly feel like, to a point, there needs to be a forced dispatch system. You have guys that are refusing to work certain times of the night because they're going to have to go to to company A to deliver, and they're screwing guys behind them. And I feel like if they say, no, I'm not taking that load, they should be punished for that. They should have to sit out for a day, 24 or 36 hours. Hey, you didn't want to take a load, you're at the very bottom of the list, period. All shifts. Doesn't matter if day shift comes in, you're available, you're at the bottom of the list. I mean, that's just my opinion. I know my opinion doesn't really count for much, but it is what it is. And I've been good, man. Nice to see you on here. So you didn't see the beginning, I don't think. I'm just kind of doing a my opinion on everything type deal. And what I was just saying is, to a certain extent, I think there needs to be a forced dispatch system here. And what I mean by that is, guys they're turning down loads because they don't want to run a load out to that company's well site. They just want to do this one because it's a little closer to the yard, or it's a little closer to the loadout or something. So the guy behind them is the guy that's getting screwed. And I think you'll get it. You got your permit, man. Take your time. You'll get it done. But I think if they turn that load down because they want to be picky, they should be either forced to take the first load or have to sit for 24 to 36 hours as a punishment because they're just screwing guys behind them. Well, you know, uh, I think the first time they don't need to be fired. I think they just need to be pretty much put in their place. You're not the boss here. Dispatch is trying to help you make money, and if you want to turn loads down, then we're not going to load you. And just don't give them a load for a day, day and a half. Make them lose that day's pay, and then if they want to continue uh, to to refuse a load because it doesn't go to a certain place, then fire them because they're not good for the company at that point. Uh, and a big part of that here, and I don't like saying, I don't really want to throw any one person under the bus, but the big part of that here with Brady is the owner operators, because they are owner operators. I mean, they own their truck, but you also signed a contract to come down here and work for Brady Trucking under Brady Trucking's authority for a certain amount of pay. If you're not going to take loads that are offered to you because you want to run for company B instead of company A, then tough shit. We'll just sit you, because you're not doing the company any favors. You're not helping the betterment of the company. You're not helping production. You're not you're not a team player. So why, as far as I'm concerned, if you're not a team player, why in the hell do I want you here? I wouldn't, not personally. I don't want to work with a guy like that. Now, to that extent, I understand that if they want a deadhead, an owner-operator from here 7 hours somewhere to get some weird load, but they're not going to pay that owner-operator some kind of deadhead pay to cover the fuel cost, then I wouldn't want to take it either. If I'm paying for that, all that fuel to deadhead all the way up there. So there are some circumstances where I feel like they should be able to say no, but then again, you got to be a company player. You got to be part of the team. This down here, people say, "Oh, this is a one-man job." It is not. If you get out on site and something happens to your blower or to your trailer, or a hose blows, you're counting on the guy next to you, especially if he works for the same company, to lend you a hose or to hook his blower up to yours and help you get that load unloaded so you can get back to the shop and get things fixed. We had a situation just out on site yesterday. A guy couldn't get a valve open. So we set out there. They were there for over an hour before I got there, and then I got there and I went over there for another hour trying to help them get the valve open so that we could get the customer's sand unloaded. And all the while, I'm unloading my trailer, so I'm going back and forth. But that's part of being part of the team. Sometimes you got to help out. You get things done. I don't feel like a company can be very successful if everybody at the company practically hates each other. There has to be some type of camaraderie or a team type culture, so to speak, a positive team culture. So you hear people in factories and warehouses and stuff talk about a positive safety culture, and that's a great thing. I'm talking about a positive team culture. Another thing I don't like to see is, lately anyways, and it's getting worse, you have these guys that are hiring in with these owner operators, and even some of the veteran company guys are looking at it like, the hell with everybody. They don't want to help. You get out on site and say hey to them, and they got an attitude. You have new guys that are, I don't want to say scared. I don't think they're really scared, but maybe they're a little bit shy, but they don't really have that outgoing, let's go talk to this guy type attitude. So they get out there and have a question. They don't ask anyone, and they might go weeks, months without ever getting the right answer, and they're doing something wrong. But the guy unloading next to him is a trainer or a senior guy, but because they're not getting paid to help him out, they don't help him out. And that really chaps my feathers. It doesn't matter if you're getting paid or not getting paid. If the guy next to you, whether he works for your company or another company, it is just good, makes good sense, and it is just honestly just a nice thing to do to go over there and see if they can use a hand or to answer a question they may have. I think one of the, and I before I say this, I actually just sent an email up. Well, that ain't no joke. Always weirdos. I just sent an email up about what I'm about to say. I think it is bad that after a guy finished training, after a guy comes in, goes through orientation, and finishes with his field trainer, that the field trainers, most of them, not all of them, pretty much say, bye. I'm done. I'm not getting paid to train you anymore, so I don't want to answer any questions if you got any or anything like that. I don't think you so much have to be raised to be a gentleman or courteous to be a trainer. I think you just have to have the right mindset to do it. I know some guys at another company, not here, that are just complete a-holes. I mean, complete a-holes. But they are two of the best trainers I've ever met. By far. And all it is they have a mindset that they are responsible, just like I am as a trainer, to take someone and turn them into a quality employee that can do their job safely and efficiently and effectively for the company they work for. And they take that seriously. They don't want to be on the road, and I don't want to be on the road with a guy that's not been trained properly. I don't want to be working next to a guy that's not been trained properly. So after they're done training, they're kind of thrown to the wolves, go do your thing, and these guys always have more questions. I give my trainees my phone number. I give other guys' trainees my phone number. It doesn't matter, day, night, you call me. Just give me a call. Don't worry about if it's 2 in the morning. You got a question, you call me. You might have to call me two, 3 times to get me to wake up if I'm passed out, but I will get up and I will answer your question to the best of my ability. And if I don't know, I probably know someone that is awake who I can call and say, hey, this is what's going on. Let me give you this guy's number. Can you call him and see if we can get this figured out? It's that simple. And I appreciate you saying that it's nice of me on there, but that is not it's not me trying to be nice. It's me saying, you know what? I've been through this. I've been where they're at. I started a job where I knew nothing about the company. I had never done what they were doing, and I had a trainer train me for 3 days and then say, go do it. And he was a jerk about it. 3 days, and then threw me to the wolves. So there has to be some kind of give and take here. You know, you don't want a trainee to take advantage of you and call you for every absolute little itty-bitty thing that goes on, but you also don't want to leave them out there with no support. Now, management backs us up here, 100%. I don't care what terminal it is, where you're going, they're going to back you up. They're going to help you out any way they can here. I'm talking strictly about in the field. If a guy's out there having issues with his blower and he calls you and says, hey, I'm having issues with my blower, what do you think? Or this is what it's doing. And you say, well, I'm not helping you. I'm not your trainer anymore. That's BS, man. You can't expect a guy to stay with a company and do his job and be happy about it when people around him are treating him like that. So if anyone ever watched my perception video, it comes back to that golden rule: do unto others. I'm going to tell that guy, hey, this is what I think it is, because there might be something about this truck or trailer. Hell, it might be hooking up a VCR. Hold on, they don't make those anymore. It might be hooking up a Blu-ray player and a surround sound, and that guy's excellent at it. So I call him, and then he tells me, hey, I'm not your trainer. I mean, some people say karma's a bitch. I pretty much just feel like sooner or later, and yes, I believe the definition of this would be karma, but sooner or later things come back around. And when it comes back around to me, I don't want it to be bad that I get hit with. I want a guy to come back around to me and, shake my hand, or, hey, you're a great guy, and this, that, and the other. I had a discussion with a couple guys earlier, just this morning, and one of them said, he said, man, you're the best trainer here. Now, I don't know about that. I don't know if I would say I'm the best trainer here, because I'm probably not. I feel like I do a good job, and I feel like I do the company a benefit doing my job the way I do it. But am I the best? I don't know about that. I think where I differ from a lot of guys is, for example, I'm getting ready to go to Farmington, New Mexico. They called me yesterday and wanted to know if I was willing to go up there, and I said, well, I don't know, because I got trainees down here, and I got more coming out of class that they're wanting to know already if I'll train one. And they said, well, that's why we want you to go to Farmington. We want you to help them train up there for a few weeks. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely, I'll go up there. It's still part of the company. I'm not going home till December, so it's not like I'm going to miss any home time going up there, but they're still part of the company. These are still guys that eventually I might run into, and I might need help from them. So why not go up there, see a different part of the company and a different part of the oil field area down this side of the country, and help them train some new guys and turn them into quality employees, so that they've got good ones up there. And I don't know, maybe something I tell them will rub off on them. Maybe they've seen my videos that'll rub off on them. They're out there doing good work and being a team player about it. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. But I'm going to go up there and be up there for about 4 weeks. So go spend about a month up there and go work out of Farmington. I mean, ain't no skin off my back. I don't care. I'll work here, Vernal. I don't care. I'm based out of Odessa. I want to be here, 90% of the time, but as long as it's not going to affect me going to the house to see my kids, then I have no problem. I mean, I'll leave the house and leave from here and drive up north to North Dakota. I mean, wintertime's coming. A lot of guys don't like to work up there this time of year, but I've worked up there through the winters. I don't think it's that damn bad. It is cold, but I don't think it's that bad. The other thing, another thing, if you haven't seen the video on perception, check it out. Because I'm about to hit on some points. Just here in our yard today, I seen some guys, and they're newer guys, and they were what I would call dressed unprofessionally. Now, everybody has a right to dress how they want. I have no issue with that. Everyone's got their own stylistic and fashion whatevers. No issue. You want to run around, with a bright pink shirt on that, as long as it doesn't say anything offensive, or depict anything offensive, I don't really have a problem with that. These two guys were wearing shirts that, to me, were offensive. Very offensive. So I said something about it. Now, I have very thick skin. There's not a lot that gets under my skin. But I'm also very opinionated and I'm very blunt. So, if I haven't told you before, when I was born, my brain-to-mouth filter was damaged and have never been able to fix and or replace it. So, I tend to say what I'm thinking when I'm thinking it, and it does tend to get me in trouble. That being said, if you're going to walk around with a shirt that you've had made and you're disrespecting first responders or the military and you run into me, you can pretty much expect I'm going to say something. I have family members that are in law enforcement. My entire family has been in the military. I get a little chewed up because everyone has an issue with first responders until they need them. Everybody has issues with the military until they need them. And what I mean by that is look at how many states have had natural disasters and they've sent the National Guard in, and reservists who wanted to help just showed up to help. Didn't get paid for it. Didn't expect a thank you for it. Just got out there and done it. Now, why do I bring that up? Because perception is everything. You can take, and if you get on YouTube and just watch some of the social challenge videos, you'll see some of this. You can take a guy or a male or female, man, woman, or child, no matter their sexual orientation, anything. Let's say they're homeless, been homeless for years, tore up, just, I guess what you would think about when you think about homeless. And someone can literally take them in and clean them up and make them look like they're worth $1 million and walk them around, and people will show them the respect they feel like they deserve because of the way they look. It's about perception. They perceive these people as important people. Why can't we not just as people, but just I'm speaking strictly to company purposes, perceive that everyone we come in contact with is a customer, or is a fellow employee, or is a lifelong friend that is worth that $1 million and is a very important person. Why can't we as a society do that without worrying about, race, sex, religion, political affiliations, any of that? I'm not going to get into that. That's a super long video, and I'm going to really piss people off if I get into that one. So, moving on. Next thing. Back to trainers. If I took 2 weeks off from training, so I was here, I drove solo for 1 week, and then I was at home for another week. I had a couple trainees that just pushed me to my limit. So I got a hold of our training manager and I said, I don't want another trainee for all next week. And I'm going to tell you why I done that. It is not fair to the trainees I have now, or the ones I would have had right after them, that I would have been in a bad mood, nerves on edge, short-tempered. It is not fair to them. And I do not feel like I would have effectively trained them to the best of my ability because of the attitude that I had after these other two. Now, one of those two still works here, and I have not run into him since, but I've talked to some other guys, and they say he's doing great. Uh, and honestly, I'm super glad he is, because he seemed like just a super nice guy. He really wanted to learn. It just, it that guy just got. I mean, it pushed me to my limit, man. But I'm very happy that he's still here, and he's doing the job, and he's doing better, and he's getting better every day, and he's not having safety issues. You know, the whole mess. I'm happy he's still here. Guy number two seemed like a very nice guy. I have nothing bad to say about him personally, uh, but I was glad to see him go, just for the fact that I don't think he would have been a good fit with this atmosphere. Uh, he was a good driver. He knew what he was doing. He had experience doing this. So when I seen him go through everything, he did really good with that. Uh, I mean, as far as an employee goes, if all you're looking for is someone to sit in the seat and do the job, he's a good guy. What got me was his attitude about all of it. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know how I feel about what kind of attitude you need to have, and understanding that everyone has bad days, but you almost have to just brush things off and say, F it, it's a new day. Yesterday, that was yesterday. It's a new day. So I'm done ranting. I feel like I'm getting way off onto all these little side roads, so I'm done ranting. I'm going to do another video here and just a minute on perception again, and because I had a guy ask me a question about that, and I told him I would be online here at about 2:15 Mountain Time, so it's 10 after 2 Mountain Time right now, so I'm going to get over there to start that video. YouTube, it was nice to see you again. Have a good day.